Morning, my name is Dr. Vincent, and you're watching Daily Dose. I want to start this series because every day we're bombarded with new health tech news, new medical technology and advancement. And I really do think that I want to be bringing this news to you, break it down in a simple way so we can use it to our advantage to live happier and healthier. And today, I want to talk about the new FDA approval. The FDA just approved a GLP-1 weight loss pill. If you watch our episode before where we talk about the GLP-1 drug injection, I explained that the reason why this kind of medication needs to be injected into our body, into our bloodstream, compared to taking a pill is because in our body there is this thing that is called the first phase metabolism. So basically, the drug is being metabolized by your liver, and therefore it degrades and deteriorates the integrity of the drug before it even hits your bloodstream. And in the past, the oral GLP-1 or GLP-1 like medication, the absorption rate is only 1%. And this means that to achieve the therapeutic function, to achieve the desired function, amount in the form of the oral intake so that the 1% of what your body is absorbing will actually do something, as opposed to the absorption rate from the injection is nearly 100%. So whatever that is in the vial, you already absorb almost all of it. It is a most recent development. FDA have approved it. The studies have shown that it works. So I am very see the uptake of this new delivery method because for a lot of people the injection is one of the barrier for them adopting the GLP-1 as well as the cost. And I also think that, whilst this is something that can help people in terms of reducing their weight, improving their metabolic response, not everyone should take it. If you want to hear more about, the back and forth, the arguments and reasonings and justification of whether or not someone should be or shouldn't be on it, please check askdrvincent.com. We had an entire episode dedicated discussing and, reasoning and debating whether or not someone should be on the GLP-1 drugs. And the second story, the company called Epic just launched a health alert system that sends notification when higher than usual diagnosis of a certain disease are recorded in a country. They pulled this from their database, and this is something that is really interesting because the spike in a case when it comes to disease is probably one of the most important early sign of an epidemic or a pandemic. Of course, we all remember the COVID-19 pandemic where there was a spike in a certain place and then suddenly it spread really, really widely. So this is something that can be a breakthrough when it comes to public health. Of course, there's an issue and concern about safety, about privacy. I don't know. Let me know what you think in terms of, do you want to know if certain spike in viruses or diseases or bacterial infection in your area are being recorded, and do you want to know that, and who do you want to trust handling this kind of information in the database? Number three, this is something that makes me really excited and makes me, it justifies everything that I have been trying to campaign on when it comes to making sure that your diet is 80% fresh and 20% you can be flexible. Research have shown that this is a new study. Cooking one meal at home per week cuts dementia risk by 67%. This study suggests that cooking just one meal at home per week reduces the risk in older people in terms of dementia by up to 67%. Just one meal. This is not very hard to ask of us, right? And can you imagine the overall health effect, significant health effect, and improvement that you can not only for yourself but for your family that can happen when you cook at home. And in this climate where, everything is so expensive, going out is so expensive, or I live in Sydney. If you go out for lunch in Sydney during weekday, it probably will cost you like $20 per meal. Of course, there's also $10 and $15, but I eat a lot. For me, it will cost me $20 before I actually feel satisfied with my lunch. So I pack my lunch. I really do think that there is an advantage to knowing what you pack, knowing what you put into your body. What's that one meal that you cook every day? Do you think that you should have a one meal that you can always go back to, that you can always pull out of your recipe box or in your head when it's like 30 minutes to lunch or sorry, to dinner? I mean, if you work from home, you can also cook for lunch, but I find it very distracting if you actually spend too much time preparing your lunch. That's why I do my meal prep. But I do believe that cooking for dinner, and I try to do this maybe 4, if not 5 times a week, and that really has done amazing things to my diet in terms of my energy level, my sleep, my sugar balance, and also my complexion, my skin. I believe that if you look after the 80% of your diet, you can be slightly more naughty and liberal in your 20% diet. Tell me what you think. And this is a statistic that I want to share. Digital health funding hits $4 billion US dollar in Q1 of 2026 alone. That means that more health apps, more wearable, more data coming your way. But remember, we always say that being healthy and being happy is not about perfection. It's not about that one thing that you do, that one advancement in technology. I do believe that consistency means a lot more when it comes to our health compared to perfection. Don't let perfection be the enemy of your good health. And on that note, this is the first ever episode of Daily Dose. I will try to come on today. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a healthy, happy day. See you. Bye bye.